Hello, it's 3:30. Good to see you today. Well, looking at the camera, not seeing many of you. It is good to get to talk to you again today. I want to share with you a little bit about my office and about some things for you to remember and to think about. I'm actually shooting this today in my office, and you can see some of the clutter behind me, some of the reminders. I want to talk to you about projects and about accomplishments. Many of us start things that we don't finish. And many of us will hold off on completing a project because we're hesitant. Do you ever do that? Do you ever hold off on the beginning a project because you don't think you can finish it? Do you ever delay the next step because you don't think this step was perfect? I think all of us that have any kind of perfectionist in our spirit sometimes will do that very thing. We get so caught up in trying to do it exactly perfect that we never get anything done. And there are others who are so afraid that they'll get something done and something else will be expected that they don't ever start. So I want to talk to you a little bit today, and I'm going to do something that many of my friends would laugh at me about. I'm going to show you my office. I talked to my assistant earlier today, Haley Ann, she signed on. Talked to my assistant earlier today about things that go on in my office, and we were talking about some of the ways that I work. I have weird ways of doing things. And anybody that knows me very well knows that weird is absolutely the right category for a lot of the things that I do and a lot of the ways that I approach things. But what I want to talk to you about today is, I got to, Leanne, she says don't show you my office, but I got to. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but parts of it. See, back here in this corner, I've got things that I finished, and they're archived or they're filed, and they're right there. Some of the ones that are folded up funny on the top right there are legal things that I have to be able to put my hand on later. Some of them are encouragements, like that little sign right there. Somebody gave me that, and that just makes me feel good when I look at that. On this board right over here, those things that are on there are tools for me to use or encouragements for me. They're things that I'm working on right now that I need to be able to lay my hand on, or some of them are vacation brochures and things that I'm looking forward to a little vacation time later on in the summer, I hope. What you can't see very well, there's my chair, and on that desk right there, there's a lot of projects that are in the process of being either ruled out, thrown away, or completed. On this whiteboard over here on my right, I tried to look at it earlier with the camera, but the glare was so horrendous that you just couldn't see anything. This is where I brainstorm. Well, what I want to talk to you about, a practical application for you, a coach's moment, if you want to say it that way, is many times we start things with great intentions, and we have the awesome mindset that we're going to do this perfect and wonderful thing. And I have to guard against this myself sometimes because I want to get something perfect. I went to a leadership conference last year, and one of the speakers at that leadership conference said, done beats perfect when you're trying to do a coaching or speaking career, which that's what I was there for, was sharpening my skills in speaking and in coaching. And one of the things that he said was that done beats perfect. In other words, don't try to get it perfect before you start. If you wait until you get it perfect, you can't do that. You can't go forward. You'll never get to that next thing. You have to start now, start great, and finish what you're working on. In the conference room back here, today we got in 5 boxes of books that are my books that I wrote. 5 boxes, 200 books are now sitting on a table back there. I finished the project of writing the books. I finished the project of the publishing the books, even ordering me some so that I could sell them or distribute them. But if they just sit on that table, nothing will happen. They will sit right there forever unless somebody moves them, because the books can't do anything themselves. The project got so far, but it has to be finished. Right now, I'm working on and have been working on for a while, promoting and getting out the idea of what we're about to start doing here, which is certifying some people to be coaches in the way that I do coaching. But if I don't finish the program and then market the program and let people know what we're doing and where it is, the idea, no matter how great it is, will never amount to anything. See, it's not enough to have a great idea. It's not enough to have great intentions. We have to start our projects. We have to start our endeavors. We have to start our journeys to our goals, and then we have to complete them. We have to finish them. I've got a couple of family members whose mindset is, as long as I think about doing something good, that's good enough. They don't think about finishing it out. I can remember some times in my life when I had great ideas that I did nothing with. And no matter how much that might have impacted all of humanity, nothing now will happen because I didn't act on it. Now I have things in my world that I'm passionate about, that I really want to have happen. And if I'm hesitant about getting them into place, or if I want it to be perfect before I put it out there, nobody will ever hear about what I'm doing or how I'm doing it. The programs that I write, the endeavors that I take, the people that I train, the mentoring that I do, none of that will amount to anything unless I start it and finish it. I had a friend one time that was doing body work, and he was talking to me about doing body work. He was showing me some things he was doing about fixing holes, and of course, the dude was a master. He could take one with a hole in it, patch it, and paint it, and you'd never know anything was there. And he told me something then about projects that was very important. It applies specifically to his, but it can apply anywhere across the board. He said, nobody pays you to do body work. People pay you to finish body work. Nobody gets excited about what you're going to do for very long if you don't do anything. If you're going to sell a dream, if you're going to sell people on an idea, a concept, whether you're trying to grow a great ball team, build a great organization, or whether you're just trying to have a great vacation with your family, whatever it is, if you just talk about it and you never do it, it amounts to nothing. Starting is important. Finishing is important. And I don't know that one is any more important than the other, because it's the finished product that's going to make the difference, but you can't finish it if you don't start it. Start your project, start your program, start your idea. You may have a messy office. It may be horrible. And if I tilt the camera down a little bit right there, probably both my wife and my assistant Leanne that works with me, both of them will either hit me or pass out where they are, because I got a mess in here. I'm in the process of doing some things, but what I'm in the process of doing, I will finish. And I will be able to show you what I'm doing. Now, don't be afraid, like I said, don't be afraid that sometimes what you get through with is not perfect. How many times have you been to someone's house and they would set some food in front of you and they would say, this is not great. I messed this up, but here it is anyway because I'm out of time, can't do it again. And to you, it was awesome. It was great stuff. A few years ago, I did a DVD on my Integrity Project material, and there's so much more that I wanted in there, and there's so much that I wish we'd done this way or that way. And I showed it to my father, and Daddy looked at it, and I said, yeah, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done this, and he said, you can't do that to yourself. I said, what do you mean? He said, you can't look at it through the eyes of you knowing what you wish it was and grade it that way and tell people about it that way. Because all you see is what you wish you had done. The deficit between your dream and your finished product. He said, but the rest of us, all we can see is the finished product. And your finished product is good. Good, maybe not my level of great, but finished and deliverable. When we finish our projects and we can deliver our projects and we can share our projects, then we begin to make a difference. If we wait for things to get perfect, we'll never get there. Look at this face. If I waited until I was perfect, I don't think we'd ever see there's nose, man. There's adjustments that need to be done to that thing to make it straight. If I wait till I'm perfect, I'll never get done. If I wait till I'm pretty enough to be on camera, well, we could have stopped a long time ago. But I'm trying to help you grow, to encourage you. I want to pour into you and enrich your life. And I can't do that if I sit in this chair over here and think about it. I have to get up and get on camera and either push the button myself or let somebody else push it. Look, I'm trying to change the world. Okay? I'm trying to change the world. One little piece at a time. You are changing the world one piece at a time. And when you dream about that thing that you want to do, 2 people this week have told me, my ultimate dream would be to do this. And it's awesome that they want to help people the way they do. And what they're trying to do is off the chart great. And they can do it. I know they can. Both of them want me to help them know what I do so they can put it with what they do so they can do more. Do you see how that goes? Terry doesn't know it all. I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the curriculum. I don't have all of the potential, but I can add to yours and I can help you be where you are. And a lot of you are already helping me be where I am. It's not all about one individual. It's about we can make a difference. So that thing that you got on your mind that you would like to do, if you were good enough, pretty enough, smart enough, whatever it is enough, you are enough to start. And you are enough to finish. And you can do this. Now I want to look you in your eyes as best I can and tell you, you start it. And you work on it. And you do the best you can and you finish. And don't you try to make it what your dream of perfect was. You do it. You can make a difference. I know you can. I know you can. I believe in you. Get it started.